Good afternoon, esteemed viewers. Welcome to Pundits on Flip TV. Yes, I am Christian Chuko, and I have with me my honorable analyst and also my colleague
Israel Aristotle.
Yeah, there are many things we have to discuss today, and it's a deciding time for the political parties choosing who their running mates will be. And we're taking a look at the top three political party, or like my boss here, the two political parties that we have that is recognized by my boss here in the studio. But let's take with three. How are they going to choose their vice presidential candidates? What's the importance of a vice presidential candidate? What are the implications of getting it wrong in choosing the vice presidential candidate? We are going to look at looking at the Muslim ticket. What would it tell on the political party that has to choose a Muslim ticket and many others? Okay, Mr. Israel, what are the implications of what is the importance?
Let's thank you very much. Let's not start with implications. Let's not give people impression to be afraid of. Let's just talk on what is suddenly the importance of a vice president, and who is a vice president, and why must you, like, I love the word you use, that if a presidential candidate gets it wrong by not choosing an appropriate vice presidential candidate, he may miscue. And I think suddenly the country has been, despite all our insecurity, despite all the things that are happening in the country every day that is making us feeling that we're insecure in the country, people are still enthusiastic and ecstatic about who becomes what in 2023. And what has been on the front burner since yesterday is the insinuation, because it has not been confirmed yet, that the APC, the ruling party, may be going for a Muslim ticket.
Yes, because everything on this table, all the persons on their table, on the table of Bola Tinubu, all Muslims.
I want you to let us see APC as one kind of a political party that is a cat with 9 lives. They always have they have a bag of tricks, and they know how to test our strength. They know how to psychologically upset or unsettle us. Because if you can recollect, this is a political party that postponed the party primaries for umpteen times, and this is a political party that suddenly, through the party chairman, made the pronouncement that somebody has been consensusly agreed, only for the party to turn around 24 hours later to conduct a proper primaries that led to the emergence of the eventual flag bearer, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So I want to still agree that this is an insinuation, that probably they want to feel the pulse of the people. They want to see our reaction or impression or what we are going to say about it, and they may withdraw or recant or say they have not said that. Because
it seems you are trying to make a case for the APC.
I'm not making a case for
what them. We have in good faith is that what the options they have are all Muslim. I'm suspecting you, Mr. Israel.
I'm telling you that the APC of recent has suddenly become consistently inconsistent. Because you cannot hang on to whatever is said or to come out from the party unless it is officially proclaimed. So for now it has not been officially proclaimed, but from all indications, from what we heard, we are aware that the APC governors, predominantly Muslim, predominantly the 14 Muslim governors from the north, are now insisting, or they are now trying to force or impose on the party flag bearer a Muslim candidate as his vice presidential candidate. And that gives more questions than answers, because when Tinubu was contesting for this primaries, we were giving the impression that is the alpha and omega, is gargantua, is this.
I wasn't giving that impression.
No, we were giving that impression that he can win the election on his own. He does not rely on a cabal. In fact, why they don't even want him to become the presidential flag bearer is because he cannot be controlled, is because he cannot listen, or he will not listen, or he may not listen to the dictate of the party. But I think we are getting it wrong, because it's about to go down. It's about to go down because we are now trying to see that it is actually the cabal or the party that is controlling the Tinubu, and not the other way around as we were made to believe.
You know, because politics is a game of interest.
Yes, I agree.
I think, don't say they are controlling, they are protecting their interest.
They are not. I think they are enforcing. They are forcing. They are trying to do what is against the will of the people. And let me now tell you why we are concerned. We are not ordinarily. Somebody was asking me yesterday that why are we suddenly concerned when we are not APC members and we are not flag card carrying members of the party. We should not be concerned with who they choose and whether they win or they lose. But the implications to the country is grave, and that is what we are looking at, because given this current situation, given this current political climate in the country, I think it is unhealthy, it is undemocratic, and it is not a reflection of clear balancing of political nomenclatures. If you now decide that out of 200 million people in this country, you did not see anybody from the other religion that is capable of deputizing the presidential candidate of the party, and
as an APC member. And let's take ourselves back history lane. In 1992-93, King Gibe MK Abiola, it was a resolution of the fact that Nigerians at that time are tired of the military. So what we're thinking of that time is not regional politics, it's a politics of chase the military back to the barracks, and people are not concerned about who becomes what, and that was why it sailed. But I always remind people that even if it sailed, even if people are always saying we once had a Muslim ticket that worked, I always remind people that those two people were not allowed to rule, and it is not in the annals of history of this country that MK Abiola and King Gibe were president. Now come straight forward to 1999, when Obasanjo was maximally and unanimously rooted for by the Northerners to become president. If you can recollect, Atiku Abubakar, that is contesting under PDP today, has already won the governorship of Adamawa State. But because of balancing, ethnical, religious and political balancing of the nation as at that time, it becomes imperative for Obasanjo to pick a person from the north who has tremendously supported him, and Atiku became the choice. Fast forward to after, you see a Yaradua that went to pick a good luck from the south. That still reflects ethnical and religious balancing, Muslim, Christian. And when it comes to good luck Ebele Jonathan, he equally followed that path by picking a governor from Kaduna State, a sitting governor, what's his name, Namadi Sambo, you understand? He picked him so as to still reflect that ethnical and religious balancing in the polity. And so if anybody is coming to tell you that it is now about competence, it is not about religion, then we are getting it. It is competence.
It is not competence. It was religious. Obasanjo and Atiku is Christian Muslim. Not sir. What we know in this country, what we know in this country, sir.
Where has it gotten us to? Where has it gotten us to?
What we know in this country,
the Christian Muslim. Where has it gotten us to?
What everybody know in this country is that anything north is said to be predominantly Muslim, while anything south is said to be predominantly Christian. And in our last successive transition of democracy in this country, we have followed that path. Rule out 1992-93 out of it because it never materialized. It never see the light of the day.
I'm surprised you're not supporting competence. I'm surprised.
It is what is competence in this now. If you are saying competence, okay, now if you are saying competence, you are picking from the list you have, which we have not verified, which APC have not confirmed. From the list we have Senator Shetima, Ibrahim Shetima, we have Governor Ganduje, and we have Governor Nasir El-Rufai. All are Muslims. And are you telling me that out of the 19 states of the north, we don't have a competent Christian that have risen to that pedestal? Don't we have?
Name one.
Plateau is a northern state, and the governor.
What has been his support for the party?
He has supported vehemently. In fact, he remains one of the strongest supporters of Bola Ahmed Tinubu in the north. Governor Simon Lalong is a Christian.
Is he a heavyweight in the north?
He's a heavyweight in the north because Plateau is central to the north, because Plateau is the middle of the north. In fact, Plateau people don't see themselves as northerners, but because of geographical location, they are northerners. So we are not even talking of Lalong alone. The Secretary General of the Federation, the SDF of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, is a Christian and is competent. For you to have risen to become the Secretary of the Federation, you are competent. And equally, this other man, there's this other person here that I'm trying to remember his name. The former Speaker of the House of Rep. In fact, he has been rumored in the past to be vying or to be behind that position. Yakubu Dogara is a Christian. He has risen to the 4th rank of what is the relevance, what is the competence of Shetima? What has Shetima done that none of these other persons have done? Is Shetima better than Ganduje? Is Shetima better than Lalong? Is El-Rufai better than Lalong? Is Ganduje better than Dogara? So if you are talking of competence, you understand, we have more competent Christians from the north that can be picked. If we want to use that north and south dichotomy, if APC is not about to change the game for us to change it, you know, APC is always fond of changing the goalpost in the middle of the game, and I think that is what they are intending to do, because our 4 transitions has also always reflected north-south dichotomy, and it has always come in Christian-Muslim ways of doing things. So if you are not talking of competent now, can anybody tell me what makes Shetima more competent than all other people? And excuse me, sir, if you are saying politics is a game of interest and it is a must that Tinubu must pick from the north, are you saying all northerners are Muslims? Are you saying it is until he picks a Muslim from the north that northerners will vote for him? And what is the justification of the person they are picking to be? So I think it is not healthy for the country, given our current state of insecurity, given our current state of dichotomy, given our current state of suspect, because we are suspecting ourselves. This is a time when the people of the country are trying to say this is a time for advocacy, when people are saying the Yoruba want to have their nation, the Igbos want to have their nation. Only the northerners are not agitating to secede from this country, because they are enjoying the oligarchy, they are enjoying the feudalism, they are enjoying the imperialism, which is why they must insist, which is why they are always insisting that if they are not part of the permutation on the table, it will not work. And this is to the detriment of a Tinubu, because I must confess to you that so many Yorubas that are sentimentally trying to they may not even like APC, or they don't even like APC, or they've even concluded that APC has failed the nation, but because Omowani is our son, you understand, we cannot, because this and that, let us vote for our Omo, you understand. I must confess to you that, and in fact I'm confessing to you that if somebody like me, a Christian, a Yoruba Christian, you understand, is trying to feel bad, because like I told you, if you don't forget, I told you that I have sympathy, I used to have sympathy for the opposition party, the PDP, but I changed my notion when I realized that they are picking a northerner as their presidential candidate, which is sentimentally trying to drive me towards thinking of my kinsman, you understand. But if my kinsman now feels that in the whole of the northern part of Nigeria, he cannot see a Christian to deputize him. I want to tell him that he has lost my vote, and he has lost my wife's vote, because my wife is voting and my family is voting, and I will convince them not to vote against him. So I think for him, if we are trying in this country, we should not always shrug. I think the politics we are playing in this country is an Indian kind of politics. You know, abracadabra. Abracadabra is the more you look, the less you see. Because if you are telling me that Tinubu is independent, if you are telling me that Tinubu is democratic, if you are telling me that Tinubu is modernized in thinking, if you are telling me that Tinubu is secular in reasoning, if you are telling me that Tinubu is global in perspective, and he is now subjugating, indoctrinating himself, you understand, to the analysis of these people by picking a Muslim as his running mate, I think it's not healthy for the party, and I think it's a great.
Are you saying he's going to lose the election?
It's a great. I'm not. I don't have a crystal ball, and I'm not an umpire. I'm not the INEC chairman. But what I'm trying to tell you that is that if he eventually picks a Muslim as his running mate, it will give credence and upper hand to the PDP and the other parties that are trying to get it right. Now I have used the word other parties that are trying to get it right, because a minus for the APC is a plus for PDP and other parties. I
advocate for competence.
And deliberately, I think APC is shooting itself in the leg. What is competence?
If it's going to be a Muslim that is competent,
what is your definition? What is your definition of competence?
Qualified.
And what makes
empowered, qualified.
What makes a Muslim? What makes a Muslim?
I'm not talking about Shetima or Ganduje or
El-Rufai. What makes a Muslim? I'm
saying if going to be a Muslim northerner, if that person is competent, it's good.
It's not. We are not even talking
Christian, competent.
There is nothing like that. You can never have a Christian ticket in this country and it will fly. You can never have a Muslim ticket in this country and it will fly. It cannot fly because
El-Rufai was saying the other time that we need to jettison this religious thing.
What is competence now? What makes Shetima, what makes Ganduje, what makes El-Rufai more competent than other Christians in the north? You understand? So no, let's not be legal and be sanctimonious in our presentation of what is wrong. What is wrong is wrong. You cannot just call a spade and not just a garden.
Muslim cricket is wrong.
It's wrong. It's wrong in this country. It's wrong in this country. At this
is it illegal?
It's not illegal, but it's wrong.
So, if it's not illegal, I don't think it's wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, let's look at the wanton kidnap of bishops and clerics. We have seen that for the past 3 months we have been seeing a recurrence in the kidnap. Mr. Uchi, Bishop Uchi, was kidnapped in Abia State in Jos.
He paid 100 million.
Yes, probably that 100 million had to open their eyes that the
church has money.
The church has money because it didn't take 3 days before they paid that money.
Cash 100 million.
Now we are hearing the kidnap of bishops here and there. What do you think?
A bishop and a priest was kidnapped in 2 different locations yesterday, and I even heard that the priest, apart from the priest, his wife, his driver and his children were kidnapped too. And if you look at it, 3 days ago we were discussing here about the intent of the Southwest governors to boost up, to increase security in the region so as to prevent and forestall all this. If you look at it, this occurrence is becoming unbecoming, because these people are growing wings every day and they belong to a section of the country, this same section of the country that we are all subjugated to, this same section of the country that we've all resolved that without them we cannot survive, this same section of the country that we always say whatever they want to happen must happen, and that's why nothing is happening to them, and that's why the government is helpless, because the government, you understand, the president of the country is from the same tribe, and that is why these people are growing. I can remember when we were young, when we were growing up, these Fulanis, these elders that you call, you understand, that time they used to be friendly. They only have this we used to call it sonda. That time we call it sonda, that small stick that they have, and they are affable, they are friendly with people, they work with people. When we know them that time, we don't used to run for them, we are not afraid of them. But suddenly you can realize that as thing progresses, they now started using cutlass. You see them started carrying cutlass in a scabbard. You understand? And because people are not complaining, cutlass now grows into guns. Then they started using them guns. Now they use AK-47. Probably they'll be using AK-49 as time goes on. And these are the marauders. These are the herdsmen. These are the people that are truncating the peace and tranquility of this country. These are the people that are making people to have sleepless nights in this country. And as this kidnap progresses, you now see that it is targeted at the church.
That's what you notice.
That is what is trending. Because when they started, they confused us. At times, sometimes they attack Muslim, they attack some mosques periodically at times. You understand? So as to justify that the attack is not against Christians, that the attack is against the nation at large. But suddenly, after ISWAP have taken over Boko Haram, you realize that there was a war in between them, in between the two terrorist groups. After ISWAP took over Boko Haram, government was now forced, you understand, to address them as terrorists. They now grow wings. They grow wings to the extent, after the Kaduna train attack, you can see what they have been doing since that time. And government has been helpless. Government has been insensitive. Government has been lackadaisical. Government has been weak. Government has been meek. Government has been unable to unravel any of these, to do anything to palliate any of these cases. We have never seen an end to any of these cases. We have never, apart from this Olakunrin, the people that killed that by Baba Fashoroti daughter that were sentenced to death 3 days ago, the three of them, we have not seen any proactive measure on the part of the government, and the government has been silent. Look at Ekiti. Guys, the people are now sleeping with one eye closed, you understand? Because these marauders are now entering from, you understand, from other parts of the country, and they are terrorizing the people, and government has turned a deaf ear. Government now is more
but now the church has said that you can protect yourself. What is it about that?
The church said you can protect yourself, but no, this is a country where gradually we are discarding morality. There is no morality in anything we do again, because if there is morality in our sense of reasoning, you will not be justifying a Muslim ticket to me on competence. You understand?
I understand what you're saying.
We have thrown morality to the bush, and that is why
I'm saying in a society, a sane society, we need to look at competence. So that's what I'm looking at. Understand the Muslim, the implication of the Muslimism.
And I'm not telling you that we are not in a sane society any longer. So if the church decides to protect its members, we cannot fault the church from protecting its members, because you are not expecting me to die because I'm worshiping God. You understand? Apology to those that are murdered in Owo, just like that, all in the name of going to church. So I think we have to go back to that. I don't know I'm not a church person, but I know that there is a verse in the Bible that says that from the days of John the Baptist, the kingdom of God has suffered violence, and the violence overcome it by force. So I think it is time for the church now to wake up, you understand, to setting up internal security mechanisms, you understand, to protect the church from being killed like fowls every day. I think it's high time for the church now to start buying guns. I think it's high time for the church, yes,
or to have security guys.
To have security. And now, if they have security, are they going to give them condo? Okay. Are they going to be using condo, or are they going to use?
I was thinking you say they should have guns.
They should have guns. They should be armored. Now you understand? It has gotten to a stage in this country where it is, at least in the past we used to hear that if anything that may warrant people pursuing you, if you run inside a mosque or a church, they will cease pursuing you. You understand?
In time of war.
That was
even in time of war.
That was when we were sane. Now I said we are not sane any longer. We are living in a country where morality has been thrown to the trenches, where sense of belonging is no longer, you understand, it's no longer effective, where people are no longer their brothers' keepers, where anything that happens to anybody now, see, we have gone to a stage where even if somebody is dying here now, if somebody fainted here now, you understand, what you will see is that instead of people rushing to rescue, they will be filming. They want to be on TikTok. They want to be the first to upload it. So people no longer care. That love, that care is no longer there, and that is why these people are having a field day, because even the security apparatus that we claim we have are not equipped enough. You'll be surprised that just yesterday during the march parade at the Eagle Square for the Democracy Day, 3 military officers fainted. Can you imagine? They call military officers gallant man. When you say somebody is gallant, a gallant person is not supposed to faint. But if you have not 1, not 2, but 3 officers fainted on national, it's a national embarrassment. And that is to tell you that we now live in a country where you have to protect yourself, and that is taking us back to them the Fulanis,
okay,
the elders, you understand. They believe that it is part of protection that they used to go with Sonda that time, which graduated into cutlass in a scabbard, which now graduated into an AK-47.
Sorry. Who are these people cooking this? It seems there are some people planning this. Who are they? Who do you think they are? Because I can see the attacks are orchestrated.
Thank you very much. I love the word you use, orchestrated, just to create a polity that is not conducive for that is not in fact, the conduciveness is not even the right word to use now. They are eating up the polity in order to create fear in the minds of people. All these are orchestrated towards making 2023 you understand. Some people are even some of these conspiracy theorists are already even saying there may be no election in 2023 because the way and manner crisis is bring up on daily basis with the government inconsistent about doing anything about it, it may get to a situation where, you understand, the center may no longer hold, and we may have to declare a state of emergency, or the president will say due to the fact that the atmosphere is not conducive, we may have to extend by 6 months. God forbid, I'm just trying to say
what Soyinka said is an attack on the Yoruba nation.
I've always told you that it's an attack on Yoruba nation. I've always told you, even the war, you are trying to justify the war as if it is just, some people cannot just sit down somewhere and say let us go to church and kill people without a motive. So the motive is what we are attacking, and if we attack the motive, if we scrutinize the motive, we know that a nation is being attacked. And which nation? The Yoruba nation. We are being told to keep quiet. We are being told that we are slaves forever. We are being told that the amalgamation, that the marriage of inconvenience is forever. And that's why you see agitation for Yoruba nation and agitation for Biafra. May God help this country.
Okay, if we come together, do you think this thing can stop? If there is a cohesion of the southern governors and also the Christian Association of Nigeria, do you think they can really stop this without the help of the federal government?
I don't think it's possible. I don't think it's possible because there will always be betrayers. You understand? You cannot. We are all under the federal government. Whether you are Khan, whether you are Murik, whether you are ISWAP, whether you are this, whether you are governors, all structures are under the federal government. So whatever plan, whatever security measures, whatever actions that we intend to use together to curb this, you understand, these unnecessary actions and activities, you still have to go through the government. You understand? The federal government has to be supportive. You understand? Because you don't expect Christian Association of Nigeria now to buy guns for all Christians and say and declare a war that you should start killing Muslims. Now look at what happened after the death of Deborah in Sokoto. Christian Association of Nigeria made a pronouncement that they want to organize a one-day, whether they call it a protest or a rally or a demonstration, you understand, to call on the government to look inward into causes of these unnecessary and unwanted attacks. But do you know that surreptitiously it was killed? Government did not allow this to go because the security agencies gave report when Christians are, because before you can stage a protest or a demonstration, I think you have to write a formal letter to the police, the DSS and everything, you understand. And the report from the other end is that the atmosphere is not conducive for them to make such a protest or to do such a demonstration, but the atmosphere is conducive for those other people to walk into the church and kill people. The atmosphere is conducive for them to kidnap a priest. So the atmosphere is conducive for them to kidnap a bishop, you understand. And this targeted attack and aims on us has proven that we have to guide our laws.
Are you saying the government is trying to play?
I think there is even another verse in the Bible, I don't know that one, I cannot quote it accurately, that that says something like sell your clothes to go and buy a sword or something like that. I think we have to start reading all those versions of the Bible now, because it is becoming now it is no longer the time. See, we always misquote and misinterpret the versions of the Bible, forgetting the fact that even the Bible was written 2,000 years ago. So most of those things might have been obsolete by now. They are no longer practicable and workable in this current day that we have. Like that verse of the Bible where Jesus said, if somebody slap you in the right cheek, you turn the left one. You dey fool yourself. If person slap you for the right cheek now and you know you cannot fight the person, pick race, because if you turn the left one, voila, you no go get here again. They go slap you.
What Jesus was saying is not physical now.
It's not physical, but it's equally physical, because all those things that were said to be proverbial then are now being transferred to physical. Maybe before we used to watch bombing, we used to watch terrorism, we used to watch kidnapping inside film. Has it not come to our doorsteps? I can recollect that in the 90s, in fact, at the time, if you are watching film by 10:30, when we still use terrestrial televisions, we don't have all these DSTVs that time, when we still watch BCS, NTA, you understand? When it comes to films that are violent in nature, but you understand, not even films that are pornography, mafia film or guns, the parents will send you to go and sleep, you understand, because they don't want you to be exposed to violence. Now we sleep and wake with violence every day, and we are not even afraid of violence again, because we don't even have empathy again, you understand. It is dead. Sympathy is dead in us. When you see people die now, we now read in papers every day. In fact, at times, sometimes before, there are some things they will say the graphic content is somehow or that you shouldn't watch it, but now they don't even cover any picture again, because you see cut limbs, cut hand, head that is removed, you understand. Not forgetting this ritualist on his own. The ritualists are still doing their own on their part, where they will kidnap somebody and you see a missing rib, a missing breast or things like that, and these things is growing every day. I wonder, I don't know what the president will claim as his legacy if he exits by next year.
He said he was going to give free and fair elections.
Because he has led with free and fair when the atmosphere is not even conducive. When the atmosphere is not conducive for election, how can the election be free and fair? When people are even one of other things we will face is, forget the fact that people are taking PVCs, we will still face voters apathy due to the fact of insecurity, because people, okay, you attack a polling booth, you understand, during I think what will set the pace for us to know how 2023 will be is just days away, June 18 in Ekiti, because I'm expecting a violent election in
because that state is boiling.
SDP is leading.
There's a clash that lives were lost.
Yes, now a person was killed on Saturday in Itaji Ekiti, and since that time there have been skirmishes and clashes, and the ruling party will want to do everything humanly possible to ensure that his candidate emerges, while the PDP has the Oshoko, the Fayose, who is a master of violence itself, and the people are in support.
Master of violence.
Yes, now he's known to.
Are you from Ekiti State?
I studied there, so I know a bit. If go and ask Yoruba people to tell you the meaning of Oshokomole, you understand? If they tell you what Oshokomole.
But you are here now. You are here.
That's what I'm telling you. I've just told you, and you are still asking me. So you have to consult Google for that. What I'm telling you is that, and the people are with SDP. That is Segun Oni, a former governor that was seen to have been gentle and meek. And so I'm expecting a violent election on Saturday, and all focus, the attention of the world will be on Ekiti to see how INEC and the government will manage the situation in Ekiti. Of one state. Then you leave Ekiti, you go to Osun. After Ekiti, Osun is
Adeleke.
Next. You understand? Adeleke versus Oyetola. I think these two elections will give us a leeway whether our parents will allow us, because I still have a mother. You understand? And
but your mother won't stop you from.
Despite everything.
Your mother won't stop from going to.
Despite everything, there are times.
They will just advise you.
There are times I'll be on. Immediately I left here, my mother will call me and still be warning me. So people still listen to their parents. What I'm trying to say is that the result, the outcome, and the way and manner government and INEC handle Ekiti and Osun election will let us know whether parents will allow their children to go and vote in 2023. Because if you are sure that going there will be harmful, that you may not come back, what is the essence of going to vote when you will not come back home? So may God help this country, because I think even the president has said it late last year. It's only that we didn't get it right. The president has left the solution to the problem of insecurity in this country into the hand of God. So that means the government is helpless in solving our problems. But may God help us, like we said.
Okay.
Because God has always been keeping this country together. If it is for the apostate and a prophet of destruction, they don't even want this country to extend beyond 2015. But we survived 2015, we survived 2019, and I hope and pray that we will survive 2020.
Yes. If you are watching, please, you can like the page, like our page, like the program. Like, I just see only 2 likes here. Please like. Mr. First Round Chat say, Christian, please. You don't understand this game. Okay.
Christian is an analyst. He believes in what he just hear and sees. See, there are so many intrigues, backdoor, and whims and caprices in politics, and it is beyond.
I'm not you're a comrade.
I'm a comrade.
So you practice the politics.
Yes, now as an active and a comrade.
So I'm not
I am into it.
I should not be partial. I should not really say this
people like you. These are people like
that. Doesn't mean I don't know what is happening. I don't know what is going on. We are looking at a society
and we have many of you
from the
like that
level playing ground
that are social media activists, that are social media.
I'm not a social media activist.
You understand? That only back on social media and cannot buy, that cannot even leave the comfort of their room to go and even see anything outside, but that are saying that this is the candidate I want in 2023, as if it is only that their vote that will bring such a person inside.
Have I chosen any candidate? Do you know whether I've chosen any candidate?
But I know where you are drifting towards now.
You say a drift.
You are drifting.
You are playing politics.
You are being sentimental towards
I'm not sentimental.
A particular candidate.
I'm telling you the popularity of a candidate.
You are being sentimental towards a candidate who may benefit from the mistake of APC now, because from what I can hear, he is already working towards picking a northern candidate. You understand?
He's going to pick. Eventually,
he's going to pick a Muslim from the north. Now it behoves on who is the person, how mighty, how big, and how commanding is such a person that he will pick. We are waiting, we are watching, we are looking, we are seeing. Though today we have even had, for like yesterday I was telling you that we were discussing about the popularity of a Peter Obi and what can make him a third force. You understand, that can usurp these two persons. Just this morning I read in the papers that the governor of Ebonyi, Dave Umahi, is telling Peter Obi categorically that he should forget it, that Ebonyi state will vote for Tinubu, and Ebonyi is part of the southeast, that Obi is so from the little he has, he's not even in full control of his people, and that's why I told you the Obi now. That's why I told you that he has not done.
The person speaking is just the governor of the state.
No, how can you say a governor of a state is just? Are you now trying to refer to him as Eleyi? Are you calling Umai and Eleyi?
Yeah, no. If you are saying Eleyi, let's your mentor now. Your mentor use the word Eleyi.
You said you just said the same thing. You said it's just the governor of a state.
It's just the governor of the state.
Ebonyi, Abakaliki, Abi, your whole state.
If you put Peter in Ebonyi state, if you put Peter Obi and Umahi in elections, as let's say governorship election, who do you think are going to pick?
You spit out
Egbo State. In case, let us say.
You always like
even Umahi wants to go for presidency.
You always want to
an Umahi presidency and a Peter Obi presidency in Ebonyi State.
You always want to. Umahi knows. I have told you that when you want to go for election, you have aspirants and you have candidates. Umahi is an aspirant. Umahi is he just wants people to know his name. That's why he said he wants to go for presidency. What I'm just telling you is that let Peter Obi increase effort. Let him reach out. You understand?
Okay, let me ask you this question.
He's already drawing sympathy of people, and you understand things may work, but like Augustine Neto said, he said, "No God will do for a man what a man can, will, and should do for himself." So let Peter Obi heavens help those who help themselves. Let him not rely on people like you on social media that are not going out to vote on election.
Do you have a PVC?
I have. It's in my pocket.
So if I have PVC and I go out to vote, am I in social media?
I don't believe you will vote. You will claim something that day because you are not. You have even proved that you are. You may even claim that you are covering events that day.
There's no election.
Or are we not going
there's no election.
Are we not going to have
I got the PVC that I didn't vote last election because
so what if
I saw the permutation.
What if we have work?
I saw the permutation.
What if
you say the governor is powerful, if APC picks a Muslim person, would APC win in Ebonyi State?
If APC
picks a Muslim vice presidential candidate with Tinubu, would they win Ebonyi State?
They cannot win the Southwest.
But the governor,
they cannot win the Southwest.
The governor doesn't have influence over that.
They cannot win the Southeast.
That's what I'm saying. When it comes to presidency, the governor is just there. He can't pull the people in Ebonyi State.
But at least he has his influence.
He has his influence. I'm saying.
He has his own.
You can't compare the influence of the government and the influence of the persons there, the sentiments in that area.
No. Nigerian politicians cannot or should not be taken for their words. That's why a whole Pastor Tunde Bakare bought 100 million from sponsored people, put them in aeroplane, took them in an hotel, took them to Abuja, and he didn't have a single vote.
Zero vote.
You understand? So that's why. So
somebody like Rochas Okorocha, you say that he has influence in.
With all the influence he has in every part of Nigeria, Rochas that said
he built schools now.
He built schools
almost
everywhere in the country. He touched the north, he touched the south, but he didn't even have a single vote too. That is to tell you that it will be hard.
Okay, let's look at.
Let's be sincere with ourselves. It will be hard. We are just saying it.
It will be a miracle.
It will be hard. It will be a miracle for our vote to actually count in 2023. I'm not discouraging anybody. I will vote. I've always been voting. You understand? Because these people always know where the pendulum will swing to, and they always work towards it. They make provisions of the necessary logistics to make it work. And when it works, it will be like a miracle to us, and we will be helpless, and we have nothing to do than to congratulate whoever.
Okay, let's look at Lawan and Akpabio. When I read the report, I was laughing.
It is a very good thing. I love our democracy, and I always tell people that those who fail to
Okay, yes, welcome back. Sorry for that breaking transmission. I want to say, yes, we are still on the Pundits, and it is Christian Chuku and Mr. Ayo Israel. Good morning, or good afternoon, Mr. Ayo Israel. Okay, I want to read this. We are looking at Ahmad Lawan losing to his senatorial seat for 2023. What happened?
That is wickedness on the part of Ahmad Lawan. And that is what we are saying. When you say we are future leaders, and some people refuses to exit the stage. If I can recollect, Ahmad Lawan became a member of House of Reps in 1999. So he has been part of our democratic system since 1999. After becoming a House of Rep, he became a senator. From there, a senator. He became the Senate president. That's the third most powerful man in this country. And from there, he aspired to be the number one, which is not bad. You can aspire, you understand, to be higher than what you are. But you must not be egocentric and kleptomaniac about it. Because we later heard that even when he was eyeing the presidency, he surreptitiously bought a form in the name of a young boy whose aspiration, whose prayer all his life is to become a senator, but who has no opportunity or no power.
It's like
to
God
just walked the guy away. Now Ahmad Lawan has lost the election, the presidential primary election, and is coming back home to take the ticket back from the boy who he used as a stooge to buy the form, and the boy has refused.
But why would the boy refuse?
I think it's good. Down? It's good for it. It's good to it is to prove to people that you should. Ahmad Lawan is wicked. Is it the only person in the whole of Yobe State? Why must it be only him? Why must he aspire for two things at the same time? You understand? You are already a Senate president. Why are you not contented from being a Senate president and seek to go back to the Senate? Even if you are just an ordinary senator, we've had a situation where after about 2-3 times as Senate president, Senator David Mark went back to the Senate and became an ordinary senator, and he was contented with it. Why is Ahmad Lawan not contented with being an ordinary senator, even if he cannot be the Senate president in the next dispensation? And why did he want to be a president? I think it serves him right. And for Akpabio too, I think it's not even the boy that refused to step down for Akpabio now. I think it's the INEC that refused, that the boy name has already been submitted. You cannot subvert, and that is to tell you the kind of leaders we have in this country. Desperate and selfish leaders that wants to die there. They want to die there. It is only in Nigeria that they will say somebody is accused of fraud or corruption that we want to die there. If it is in St. Clair, the following day such a person will resign from the office and allow for for a proper investigation into it. But here in this country, everything will be swept under the carpet because they know the people at the top. They know.
Are you saying he was not smart enough, like the Ahmed Lawan, to have procured?
It's not that he was not. He was served right. You understand? I think history served him right. Justice served him right. What happened to him is actually what ordinarily should happen to greedy and selfish people. He is selfish. I have no apology to say that, because as the third man in this country, aspiring to be the first man in the country, and at the same time still wanting to go back down. They said there is this adage in Yoruba land. Let me try to coin it a bit in English, that they gave you something to collect. You said this thing na bone. Because na bone abi, oya bring am now. You say small meat dey inside. So those are the kind of selfish people we have at the end of affairs, and that is why it is not getting better for the country, because the people there care for themselves and their pockets alone. That is why people like Lawan still exist in our political climate.
Okay, lastly, we are looking at what are your fears for the 2023 election.
My fears: insecurity. My fears: insurgency. My fears: orchestrated violence to dissuade people. My fears: voters' apathy that is created by people so as to prevent people from coming out to exercise their rights.
So it is the politicians that are now preventing people from coming out to vote. it is the politicians that are now preventing people.
It is not the politicians
working against.
Now it is the politicians and their stakeholders and the people that are benefiting from politics. That is their cabals, their baba saleh. You understand? Because they are the ones causing these atmospheres so as to create fears into the mind of people. Why must people be killing people because of, say, we want to vote for somebody, when even the people that are contesting against themselves, they don't fight themselves. Their children don't fight their children. Their children marries their children. They marry amongst themselves. But when it comes to election, they use us. They use the youth that are insolent. They use the youth that are obdurate. They use the youth that are helpless, jobless, that did not even have future. You understand? To perpetrate this violence. So my fear, my major fear, my last fear is government inability to nip the insecurity problem in the bud as we approach the election. It will not give an ambience, it will not give an atmosphere that is conducive for a proper electioneering process that will eventually be democratic. My fear, we may not get it right in 2023.
Yes, yeah, we've come to the end of the program, Pundits on Flip TV. I believe that we should pray that we get it right 2023. There will be a miracle, and Nigerians will smile at that they have gotten a president of their choice. And we are also looking at what will happen with the choice of the vice presidential candidate of the various parties. We are watching, and also we also watch Ahmed Lawan, because the cronies of Ahmed Lawan has tried to convince Mr. Machina, that's the guy, to step down for the president. If you're the one, will you
the guy said he always,
if you're in the issue, will you step down?
I will not. I must be sincere with you. I will not. Why will I?
For Senate president.
The guy already said his ambition, his prayer, all this while is to become a senator, and it was
God has answered his prayer.
It was presented to him on a platter of gold. That's what they said, platter of gold. I congratulate the guy in advance. I hope to see him in the Senate.
Okay, once again, yes, thanks for watching. I'm Christian Chuku, and I have with me my Honorable Ido Israel. Bye for now.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.